What's going on YouTube? Hayden back making another brand new crypto TV episode. In today's video, we'll be looking the market seems to be up around, I'd say 4 to 5% for the most.
What is going on YouTube? Hayden back making another brand new crypto TV episode. In today's video, we're going to be looking at obviously Bitcoin, Ethereum, XRP, as well as Litecoin. We also have an article pulled up in regards to XRP's price lost 66% against Bitcoin in 2019. Will the pain end in 2020? So not only that, we will be discussing some of the other cryptocurrencies that are popping up in regards to where they could be potentially moving to in 2020, more specifically focusing right now as for short-term growth and short-term movement, because we seem to be hitting some very interesting and peculiar resistances, which could ultimately send this coin down into a correction lower before seeing any sort of correction to the upside. Now, before we jump into today's video, I just want to give a huge shout out to everybody who is following us on the channel, on the Crypto TV channel. As you can guys see here, I have Social Blade pulled up, and if you scroll down to the bottom, you can actually see the growth of how far our channel has come in 1 year. And you can see if we scroll all the way back to, I believe it's right here, this is where is it? Total views. We go to subscriber count. This is January of 2019. So January of 2019, we had 5,952 subscribers. And in 1 year, we went from 5,952 all the way to 12,900, almost 13,000 subs. We have about 12,980. So we're literally 20 subs off from hitting 13,000, which means we pretty much, I would say, more than doubled, a little bit more than doubled, if not doubled the price, or sorry, the size of our channel. So I guess the New Year's goal for this year would obviously be to double the size of the channel once again. I mean, having a 26,000 YouTube subscriber count on is just absolutely mind-blowing and amazing. And the fact that some people have it, we're going to try to obtain that here in the crypto space. So that's going to be pretty awesome. That's our goal for 2020. Otherwise, if you guys are new to the channel, definitely make sure to subscribe, turn on post notifications, leave a giant thumbs up, and let's jump into today's episode. So guys, where did we leave off? Yesterday we made a video in regards to seeing a very interesting consolidation sideways pattern trending us into a resistance, which you can still see is on Bitcoin. And I'll just zoom into the weekly. You can see we're still kind of in that scenario where we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 days now of sideways consolidation where we're trending inside the high-low MMA on the weekly scale. You can see ultimately we are kind of pulling bearish, and you can see the price is still below the resistance right here. Now, there is some means to believe that we could maybe extend this a little bit higher. I don't think this is accurate. I think maybe here could be as accurate as we can get. Ultimately, we can't really adjust this any higher. You can see the way it jumps. So I do believe this is where we are currently heading, and this seems to be the last week of resistance before we pretty much fall to lower levels. You can see off of previous supports and previous movements that every time we hit this white resistance up here, we tend to consolidate down to support and then shoot up. You can see the same thing happens here. We consolidate all the way back down. So we're looking for that same movement to pull us back down. I do have a short position in on DueDEX. Obviously, there we go. So I do have that short position in on DueDEX. I didn't refresh here, but we're up about 10% ultimately. So we look quite well, honestly. We might even be even lower considering, I believe, or no, we're at 7,200 on Bitcoin. This is just slightly lower. But at around 7,200, we're up about 10% on our investments. So honestly, shorting, I think, was the best play in the market right here. And just the way this is trending, the fact that we're in this resistance, it's almost any day now where we're going to see a break below this resistance here. Or sorry, this support. You can see basically since the beginning of January, we've had this uptrend, and you can see right now, the second we see a confirmation where we close the candle below this uptrend right here, it's ultimately going to result in a correction to the downside here, about a 30% correction, because you can see exactly where we have not been able to break through here. And every time we do, it ultimately forms just a wick, and then we consolidate back up, close the candle above here, and then move on to the next day. So very interesting. We're still in this massive correction lower. You can see we're hitting and getting kind of caught in between that high-low MMA, and this seems to be the last week where we have movement here, and I do believe we're going to start to see that downtrend happen any second now. Just to move into the XRP article here on Cointelegraph. Thought this was interesting because I know a lot of you guys are XRP supporters, so I want to discuss XRP with you guys too. You could see within XRP, it's pretty much just sideways consolidation. We're really not having much movement at all. If we do see Bitcoin decide to dip lower from this point right now to the downside and move down to 5,400, we will ultimately see XRP pretty much break lower too. And I wouldn't be surprised if we saw this consolidate back down to that 16-cent zone. But to continue off of what the article has to say, basically Bitcoin price had seen a significant increase in 2019 by more than 100%, while altcoins are actually down significantly from the beginning of the year. Then says XRP hitting new lows in USD value. It was a bad year for the XRP investor, with the price hitting new lows over and over again. And you can see pretty much what they're referring to: lower highs, lower highs, lower highs, once again lower highs and lower highs. Also notice this descending fractal that they do have forming here, which is something to consider as well. But basically, Bitcoin pair resting on crucial support. You can see that, yeah, we are currently on a crucial support, very similar to what we were discussing in the XRP price right now. And just scrolling through, we ultimately do seem to have, similar to what we were just talking about, this kind of downtrend descending triangle forming, which could ultimately lead to a significant increase in price. With XRP kind of falling down here, we could see that small correction lower and then followed by that movement to the upside as we enter 2020. I do think 2020 is going to be a lot more important and special for XRP than 2019 and 2018 has been. Yes, we did see some pretty massive movements as we headed into 2018, but ultimately we've pretty much been in a downtrend ever since. So I do believe that starting off in 2020, as we enter mid 2020 and late 2020, we should see the XRP price be much higher than where we are now. And ultimately, in regards to a 1-year long-term investment from now till the close of 2020, we should ultimately see a positive return on the investment within XRP, because I do believe we are significantly undervalued, extremely low, and due to break to the upside. You can see right here, we have the sideways consolidation, a resistance right here, and there's a very high chance we're going to swing back up and get back inside of our high-low MMA, whether that's retesting 38 cents or whether that's retesting 89 cents. I do believe we will trade in between here as we move into 2020. Now looking at Ethereum and Litecoin, notice Ethereum does seem to have some sort of more volume or some more movement here. I mean, we could probably get away with sliding this down, but ultimately it seems like this is about where the coin wants to be. It's right intertwined with its high-low middle moving average. You can see, once again, I don't believe we're going to head much higher up. Not only hitting a resistance right here, but we're also hitting that high-low MMA, and you can see the price is being suppressed once again. So there's a very high chance that due to this reason, we should see that consolidation, a rejection, and a movement back down to the bottom support right here. And that same thing goes for Litecoin, another coin which shows to me that we're pretty much due to see today pretty much break bearish. I mean, we do know that on the current coin market cap, after I refresh, we're probably in the green a little bit. No, not really. I mean, majority of the coins are in red, but they're merely just consolidating right now. Nothing's up or down more than 1%. But you can see ultimately that we are retesting the top. And every single time we do that, we break bearish. It is literally every single time. And I'll circle it right here. We broke bearish, we break bearish, we break bearish. The same thing is happening once again. So I don't see why we would decide to break the pattern and head higher, especially when the market is extremely, restricted right now in regards to volume and movement. But we've had 4 confirmations where every single time we retest it, we consolidate lower and we hit the support. Same thing here, we retested it, we consolidated lower, hit support. Same thing here, and then same thing here. So ultimately what I would believe is going to happen with this coin is that short position right here, suppressing the market, pulling us back down, and then I do believe this will be the last and final wave in the coin, and then we should start to see that volume move us up. That will be the last wave right here, and then we'll start to see the movement back up as we head into 2020. So ultimately, I do think we're headed for some great levels. I do think we just have a small roadblock right now, but ultimately, take advantage of this because it's really not too late. The second we start to consolidate back down, it's a great time to consider using DueDEX as a tool to make money. Short the coin, leverage the coin. You can actually enter more, I believe now from all my subscribers that have told me, into the quantity right here, and you can make quite a bit of money in regards to shorting the coin. Definitely recommend signing up if you haven't already. It's the first link in the description. But that pretty much is going to wrap up today's video. So I hope you guys had an awesome 2019. Thank you for supporting the channel. And for those of you who have religiously been watching the videos every single day, thank you for being there with me. I'm very, very, very grateful and thankful that you guys have supported me through this. It's been a wild year. The fact that we've grown so much from our last video in 2018 to our new video in 2019, it's absolutely crazy to see the growth happen. So otherwise, you know, huge shout out to you. Let's hope to double the channel and, you know, let's crush 2020. Otherwise, I'll see you in tomorrow's video. Peace.